Hey, what's going on guys? We're gonna have a camera comparison between the Xiaomi Mi A3 and the Redmi Note 8. I'll mostly show photos from these two smartphones and basically talk about the strengths and weaknesses on both. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly smash that subscribe button right away, and so without taking much of your time, camera configuration at the rear of the Mi A3 with a 48 megapixel f1.8 main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide at f2.2 and a 2 megapixel depth sensor at f2.4. While the front-facing camera features a 32 megapixel f2.0 lens. I'll have the full review for the Mi A3 linked in the description below. While the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 packs a quadruple camera setup at the rear with also 48 megapixel main lens at f1.8, 8 megapixel ultra wide at f2.2 and 2 extra 2 megapixel lenses at f2.4 for a dedicated macro lens and depth sensor respectively. The front lens on the other hand is a 30 megapixel f2.0 lens, linked to my full review of the Redmi Note 8 in the description also. Now the specs are out of the way, let's get to see the images coming off these devices. Generally, for low-end mid-range devices, these smartphones pack some decent color reproduction and images coming off here are very much usable. This first set of pictures show how these phones handle outdoor shots differently. The Mi A3 on one side looks more contrasty with better images coming off the phone, while the Note 8's photo is a little washed out. Now when it comes to this next shot, the first thing that screams out to you is the fact that the Note 8 takes a wider shot with the main lens than the Mi A3. These photos look great, dynamic range is on point at least in my opinion, but there's more detail in the shot from the Mi A3. For instance, the road seems smoother on the Note 8 while the Mi A3 shows more detail. Same thing plays out here in this photo, and it feels like the details the Note 8 loses in the images. It tries to overcompensate with saturation, making the images from the Note 8 kinda more colorful than on the Mi A3. One thing I try to make sense of here is that due to the Redmi Note 8's cranking up of the saturation, it affects the general output of the images. It feels like the camera AI gets fooled sometimes, especially when there is green. Here in this road sign image, due to the surrounding green, you can see the green-yellow tint on the image from the Note 8, and this doesn't look natural, while the image from the Mi A3 yet again looks more true to life with better details as seen in the text on the sign. Generally, when the Redmi Note 8 gets something right, it kinda oversaturates. At other times, it gives washed out photos unless you manually try to balance the exposure, while the Xiaomi Mi A3 almost always gets better images automatically that look true to life. Talking about faces here, I tried not to adjust the camera exposure, pulled them out of the pocket and then took the shots, and it's obvious who takes the lead here. The whole green theme keeps reoccurring on the Note 8, probably to balance for the wash in the photos. Portrait mode from both cameras are really nice with good edge detection. I'll say this is a tie for both devices, but yet again I tend to tilt in favor of the Xiaomi Mi A3, and that's because of the color reproduction once more. In fact, here are some other rare photos from the Mi A3 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. Now, it is time to get a short video clip from these cameras. Camera video test between the Xiaomi Mi A3 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. Both front-facing cameras shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second, and here's what both look like. The Xiaomi Mi A3, and to my right, which is your left, is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. Do let me know what you think about the color. These are quite similar video samples here, and you get more detail from the Mi A3 owing to the 32 megapixel sensor as opposed to the 30 megapixel on the Note 8. Here's a photo from the front-facing camera without trying to balance or adjust for exposure manually. Even though the Note 8's image feels a lot balanced, manually balancing the Mi A3's gives you a better image and detail. Here also is a low-light video test from both devices' front-facing cameras. You get to see less noise on the Mi A3 and a little more detail, otherwise they're pretty much similar. Over to the rear cameras, you can make videos up to 4K at 30 FPS without stabilization and 1080p with stabilization, and the frame rate can go up to 120 FPS for both. Here's a 1080 30 FPS video sample, and you notice that they're a close tie except for the Redmi Note 8 constantly and obviously trying to balance the light hitting the sensor. At this point, I'm actually tired of constantly picking on the Note 8's camera, but truth be said, the Xiaomi Mi A3, despite being a triple camera setup, generally has a better camera in almost all scenarios and should be your pick if taking photos and videos are your major concerns here. And there you have it, my Xiaomi Mi A3 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Click on the like, share, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. Other than that is goodbye, and I'ma catch you in the next one.
I wanna take collab with Frank. Frank actually runs a tech channel actually in Twitter. So he uploads all the tech videos and he do gadget reviews. And I just met him in WhatsApp and he's currently staying in Nigeria. So do follow him on Twitter and do subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon on to get all instant updates. My last video, it took a lot of time because of this collaborations. So thanks for watching. Signing up, Santosh. Bye.